irresistible chocolate pot de creme. Chef Carrie keeps it fresh with seasonal dishes. We have craft cocktails and curated wines for anyone's taste. And Mondays mean half-price wine bottles. Open daily 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. with the full menu until midnight. Join us at Nightingale where good times and great flavors come together.
With your AM 950 weather, this is Adam. 56 for a high today with some sunny skies this afternoon. For tonight, mainly clear. Some clouds are going to roll in late, a low of 29. The Great Wall Restaurant has pan-fried dumplings, sesame chicken, Peking duck, mushu pork, beef and broccoli, and so much more. You can call for takeout at 952-927-4439 or see their extensive menu at greatwallrestaurant.us.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Living Healthy and Aging Well. My name is Ken Haglind, and we are broadcasting from the AM 950 radio station that overlooks beautiful Bryant Lake Regional Park located in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. It's another great day here in the Twin Cities, and I am so grateful to be here with you today, and I hope all of you listening are doing well. We are on the air every Saturday from noon to 1 to talk about your health and your life. We cover a wide range of topics to help you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. We have another great show for you today. I'm really excited about this. Joining me in a few minutes will be Andy Johnson, Community Outreach Coordinator and Volunteer Recruiter, Mary Tiegan, Volunteer Dog Trainer, and Graduate Brian Bergson and his dog Vanek. Well, maybe Vanek will talk too. They will talk about the life-changing role of assistance dogs from Helping Paws in Eden Prairie, Minnesota, serving veterans and first responders with service-related PTSD and those with physical disabilities. Helping Paws trains and places assistance dogs across Minnesota and the upper Midwest. As one of only 4 assistance dogs international accredited organizations in all of Minnesota, Helping Paws has been serving our community for almost 40 years. You will enjoy listening to my conversation today with Andy, Mary, and okay, we had Jack here originally, but Brian's here substituting for Jack. All right. I want to thank all of you that leave us messages on our radio show phone line. We appreciate hearing from you, and we welcome your comments, questions, and topics for future shows. Also, if you are interested in being a guest on our radio show, please call or text us at 612-999-3426. You can also contact us on our website at livinghealthyradio.com. There you can find information about upcoming guests as well as listen to our previous shows. And we look forward to hearing from you. We are adding new listeners to the show each week, and thank you so much for that, not only here in the Twin Cities of Minnesota, but also throughout the country. You can find podcasts for all of our radio shows on the AM 950 radio website. And we can also be found on your favorite streaming services, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and many others. You can also watch our broadcast live on the radio station's Facebook page at AM 950 Radio and on YouTube. If you have a question for us today, there's 2 ways to reach us. First, by calling the AM 950 radio station, and our friendly show producer, Adam, will get your call on the air. Our phone number is 952-946-6205. Once again, 952-946-6205. Or you can directly text us your question at 612-999-3426. Now, don't worry if you missed our contact numbers. I'll repeat them throughout the show. All right. I want to welcome my guests for today's show, Andy Johnson, Mary Tiegan, and Brian Bergson, and Vanek the dog. Do we refer to him as a dog? He's almost half human, isn't he?
I think we refer to him as a dog and as a partner in crime.
A partner, yes. All right.
Right now, he doesn't seem to be giving us any dirty looks for wrong names, so we'll continue to ride the good success there.
Yeah, I don't think the audience can see. Yeah, he's right next to my feet here, so that's great. Very relaxed dog. All right. Well, first of all, the audience loves to kind of know who is sitting around the table in the broadcast here. So let's start with you, Andy. Just give us a little brief background about you and then how you got to be connected with Helping Paws.
Sure thing. Well, I was born on a dark and stormy night. I mean, sorry, I can't help myself. I've been working here with Helping Paws as the community outreach organizer and volunteer recruiter since this last July, and it has been a whirlwind of knowledge and wisdom and experience getting thrown at me. Every day, it's something new to learn, something new to see, and to get to see how this changes people's lives in ways that you could never begin to imagine. It's something real. It's something tactful. It's something tactile. You could just see the spark in somebody's day, how it changes them, how it's put a smile into somebody who had sometimes almost just given up. And getting to work with dogs, I mean, who doesn't love that? When you see these golden retrievers and these labs at work, it's phenomenal. I can't begin to put it into words. I won't even call it going to work. It's another day with the dogs, and the smile's always on my face.
All right. Mary, tell us a bit about your background.
I started back in 2008, kind of.
Here with Helping Paws?
Yes,
Wow.
as a New Year's resolution, but I waited to turn my application in till February, so it wasn't just one of those.
A procrastinator on the
Right,
resolution.
Right. So I had used to manage a restaurant, and somebody would come in with the dog that they were training, and I'm like, how could you do that? Right? How
Right.
can you train a dog and then give it to someone?
Right.
And then she came back with her second dog, and it's just like getting to know more about it. And I read an article in a local paper, and it said we need applications. So I did on February 1st apply, and I wanted a golden retriever and got a lab and trained her for 2.5 years. And then I wanted a lab and got a golden. And so on my 5th golden, 6th dog overall right now for training.
Wow. Over the years.
Yep.
And it's about, like you say, 2.5 years or
Yep.
so. Wow. We'll get more into that here later in the show. Wow. Fantastic. All right, Brian. Last but not least, tell us about yourself.
Well, I am the beneficiary of the kindness and love that these trainers and Helping Paws organization put into these service dogs. I spent 23 years in the military, 20 in the Army, and 3 in the Air Force. And my last deployment was to Kandahar, Afghanistan in 2011. Came home, stumbled around, struggled, and by the grace of God ended up at Helping Paws because of a friend of mine that had a service dog. And Vanek, named after Thomas Vanek, the famous Minnesota hockey player,
Yeah.
is my second service dog, Copper being the first. And ironically, they are half brothers. And so they have changed my life and for the better.
So you're a part of Helping Paws.
No, I'm
as
just
a recipient.
As a recipient. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow. Fantastic. All right. Well, I'm sure everyone's curious now about Helping Paws. What is the history? I mean, you guys have been around for almost 40 years. Now, you just started here this July?
This July.
Oh, it's like you're drinking from a fire hose here.
It feels like a fire hose aimed at a teacup, but you do your best, one day at a time.
Yeah.
But you're right. We started in 1988 as a separate nonprofit. But before that, we were born in 1985 as the CENSHARE, let me make sure I got this right, University of Minnesota's Center for the Study of Animal-Human Relationships and Environment. It was a pilot project to see if an assistance dog could be taught to be more than a seeing eye dog for the blind or hard of sight, or a guide dog for those hard of hearing or deaf. And over a couple of years, we learned very quickly that, yes, indeed, these dogs can learn a whole heck of a lot more than we initially thought. So in 1988, we spun off as a nonprofit. We were over in Hopkins for a little while, and we recently opened our location here in Eden Prairie just this last May. And it's been a wonderful place. We've been able to make great use of the facilities, able to design it to what we need. And in that time, we've been able to place dozens, I think probably closer to the hundreds, into the hundreds. I should have that number down, but unfortunately I don't. We've been able to place hundreds of assistance dogs to those who really need it the most. We've also learned a lot in those 40 years. The science, the study of this is ever changing. And every day is a school day. We're always putting the new knowledge, new experience, new skills to the best of use. Assistance Dogs International is an excellent organization, and they really put us through our paces, making sure we are doing our absolute best. I could go into the expertise, the experience, and the skills, but every day we've been growing and putting those skills into practice and getting better.
So are you in a facility then that you guys office out of then, or because that sounds like the dogs, and we'll get more into this, are being trained at people's locations, people's homes?
Oh, excellent question. Excellent question. I should have specified. There are other organizations that use a kennel facility just on site along with their offices to both train their dogs and then keep them overnight. And that's fine and good. Those dogs have a wonderful time. They learn a lot of great skills. We prefer to take it that extra step. We do have our offices here in Eden Prairie. We have our training facilities, both for the volunteer trainers like Mary here, along with our professional trainers on site as well. And then when the dogs, though, aren't in class, they go home. It's almost like they're being dropped off at school in the morning. They get their training throughout the course of the day. They spend some time just getting to be a dog. We make sure to take them for plenty of walks and bathroom breaks and give them some time to enjoy themselves. Then they go on home, almost as if, the school day is over. We prefer to have them living in people's homes over, times they're not in class, because this is going to be a lot closer to the experience the dog will actually face in their working world. We want the dog to live and breathe and operate in the environment that they're going to be serving. We find that not only helps give the dog a higher quality of life and a greater sense of experience, but makes it a lot more fun for the trainers. I mean, if you can take a dog along with you up to the North Shore and give them a fabulous weekend, well, why wouldn't you?
Okay. So, all right. So let me just make sure I understand. So the 2.5 years the dog is in training, right?
Yes.
Approximately. How much of that 2.5 years are they coming to school?
Sure. They come to school that whole 2.5 years.
No
They go
kidding.
in. Oh, absolutely. They go into a host home at about week 8, maybe week 10 of life.
Yeah.
Most of them already housebroken, already know how to sleep perfectly fine in the crate overnight without making a ruckus. And then you take them to class, and 2.5 years later, we do our best to start placing them. But I'll pass that baton over to Mary to tell you about how that starts to look.
All right. Well, it's time for a short break. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Andy Johnson, Community Outreach Coordinator and Volunteer Recruiter, Mary Tiegan, Volunteer Dog Trainer, and Graduate Brian Bergson and his dog Vanek. They are here talking about the life-changing role of assistance dogs from Helping Paws, located here in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. If you have a question, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Here at AM 950, we're facing a critical moment. In today's political climate, the very idea of independent progressive media is under constant pressure. It's never been more challenging for stations like ours to survive, especially under the current administration. When the very idea of free speech is under pressure, our whole station works hard every day to be a platform for it. We all believe that giving a voice to communities who need to be heard, especially when their voices are underrepresented, is the best way to support free speech. This kind of programming is a daily challenge to produce, and we simply can't do it alone. Your support is what makes it possible for Minnesota's only progressive voice to stay on the airwaves day in and day out. Please go to am950radio.com and make a contribution today. As a token of our appreciation for standing with us, we'll send you a brand new 2026 AM 950 calendar featuring photos taken by our own Matt McNeil. Again, that's am950radio.com.
In today's uncertain times, Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces believes that a fire can add comfort and security to your life. At Woodland, our mission is to connect you to a place for fire that works.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces installed our wood stove years ago, and we still love it. Watching the fire, feeling the heat is a joy we experience every day. And knowing we have a reliable heat source makes us feel snug and safe.
There are many choices in wood, gas, or electric. For diversity and styles, at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, we display over 180 models, and 35 of these are burning displays. You can experience the glow and warmth of a live fire.
Whether wood, gas, or electric, find a fire that warms your heart, a fire that adds comfort and security to your life. See the many choices at Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces, located on the corner of East Franklin and Riverside Avenue in Minneapolis, and online at woodlandstoves.com.
Woodland Stoves and Fireplaces since 1977. For over 48 years, our slogan has been, out of the ordinary products and services. Our mission is to get you a fireplace that works in your life.
Minnesotans age 65 plus might qualify for Health Partners Minnesota Senior Health Options. The easy all-in-one plan includes personal support, coverage for medical, prescription drugs, and dental, plus many extra benefits. Eligibility information is available at healthpartners.com/oneplan. Health Partners is a health plan that contracts with both Medicare and the Minnesota Medical Assistance Medicaid program to provide benefits of both programs to enrollees. Enrollment in Health Partners depends on contract renewal.
I'm Beth Thompson, owner of Big Hill Books. Our fans call us the happiest bookstore in the Twin Cities. And honestly, we take that seriously. When the news gets grim, we choose joy. When things get dark, we read. So come meet Gigi the shop dog, our 2 feline coworkers, and maybe find your next favorite book. We're at 405 Penn Avenue South in Bryn Mawr, or bighillbooks.com. Say you heard about us on AM 950. We can't wait to meet you.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Andy Johnson, Community Outreach Coordinator and Volunteer Recruiter, Mary Tiegan, Volunteer Dog Trainer, and Graduate Brian Bergson and his dog Vanek is here. And we're looking forward to talking to Vanek at some point here in the show. And they are here talking about the life-changing role of assistance dogs from Helping Paws here in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. All right. Hey, Andy, how can our listeners contact you and your organization if they have questions or want more information?
Well, I am glad you asked. Check out our fabulous website of helpingpaws.org. We have applications on there for general interest in volunteering or to be a host home and house one of these dogs in your home while we take care of all the training for you, or even taking that next step and being a volunteer dog trainer like Mary here, who not only takes care of the dog in their own home over the course of their training, but then also gets to be the one to do that fabulous training themselves and really take that next step in giving back to the community. All that information and more, along with just general questions, can be found at our website, helpingpaws.org.
All right, so that's HELPING and PAWS.org. All right, and we'll give that information out after every break here, folks, so don't worry if you missed it. All right, well, I am fascinated to hear from Mary, who is a volunteer dog trainer and has been a part of the organization for, what,
18 years.
18 years. Oh, my gosh, phenomenal. You've seen it all then.
Yes.
Well, tell us. I mean, I'm just starting to get my arms around, host home versus a volunteer dog trainer, and the dogs go to school every day. And I mean, it's just amazing. So why don't you give us more information about what it's like to be a volunteer dog trainer and kind of give us a sense for if people are interested in doing that, what that would look like.
So a volunteer dog trainer, well, first of all, the host home, the puppy comes home with you. We actually have a van that will come and pick it up 2 or 3 days a week and take it.
So you're not driving it there necessarily.
The host home isn't necessarily. So the pup gets picked up and dropped off at school. It gets to spend time at school and get trained, and then it comes home and gets to be a dog with certain criteria, like they can't be on the furniture and that. But for the most part, they're dogs at your home, and then the van and the trainers taking care of your dog and getting
the transportation side of it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So you don't have to worry about that. As a volunteer dog trainer, we get the puppies about 9 weeks of age. They've actually been worked with since they were 4 or 5. We're finding out that puppies are like little sponges at that early age. So we have people that come into the caretaker homes, and we start working with the puppies at 4 and 5 weeks, and we can teach them some of the basic commands. We can teach them and have them experience different things, sounds and textures, and and smells. And then as a volunteer dog trainer, you get the puppy at 9 weeks of age, and then you start coming to classes one night a week. And then the dogs are already smarter than you are because they've been training longer. So they teach you to train the dog. And by the time the dog's about 2 years old, it knows about 80 commands or skills, as we call them. And then we start putting them together in sentences. And then at 2.5, they start pre-matching and matching for their person, for their forever person.
Oh, wow. There's a lot of questions I've got here on this. Okay, so that's the volunteer dog trainer.
Right.
Versus the host home. The host home is less intense or how would you, I'm just trying to get a sense of what people going,
Yeah, the host home
one
is
of those appeals to me. I'm not sure which one it is.
No, that's all right. That's why we like having two. It's to appeal to both levels of experience and both levels of commitment. Volunteer dog trainer like Mary here takes care of the dog in the home, of course, but also is then the one primarily in charge of the training. 15, 20 minutes there, 30, 40 minutes here, kind of a thing over the course of the week. And then once a week comes to a 1-hour class at our Helping Paws location. Our professional trainers answer your questions, see how the progress is doing, then teach you the next couple of skills to learn. Great sense of community. Folks have a lot of fun with it. The other one, the host home, a little less commitment. You just drop off the dog at Helping Paws, or like Mary said, use our doggy Uber service. It's perfectly complimentary. Wonderful 15-passenger van that can come over to your residence, pick up the dog if you got an early morning meeting or you're dropping the kids off at school, can't quite make it. Bring the dog over here to class. Dog gets to have a wonderful time learning. Golden retrievers and labs, they love to learn new commands. So they're as wound up and excited to do it as you could ever imagine. But then day is done. You either pick them up on the way home from work, or the dog Uber can do it for you if you're taking the kids to softball or what have you. And the dog then the rest of the week just spends its time living its best life. We tend to say it's almost you got a really clever pet in your home right there. So you don't have to cover the training with the host home. Just reinforce those simple ground rules, like like you said, not being on the furniture, and then you get to love on it, give it its best possible experience, and help it see the world.
All right. So give me a sense for how long does it take for a person to become trained or a household become trained to be a host home for a dog?
Host home is pretty darn easy. We just go through a brief orientation, answer any questions you might have, provide you complimentary, all the kit that you can need to set up a pup for success. We have even a toy library at our location that people can cycle through if you need something more for them. And away we go at caroling. Mary can tell you a little bit more though on the expertise and the skill, but also the sense of network and support you get with being a volunteer trainer.
Got it. Okay. All right. And then again, host home versus volunteer trainer. Those are two distinct roles.
Oh, yeah.
In the organization, right? Okay.
Two distinct roles, but they both go to using folks' expertise and comfort level of hosting a dog. But they both ultimately, in concert, work to putting out an assistance dog to those who really need it most.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to get my head around like the geographic coverage area. How far or how close is it that you guys have your host homes or volunteer dog trainers? Are they located within a certain radius of the Eden Prairie training facility, or?
Cut me to the quick here. We don't have a set mileage limit on it, but most folks in and around the Southwest Metro tend to be quite popular. But we have folks out over by White Bear Lake who are that's a little bit too far. Might be a little bit too far for our doggy Uber at this point to reliably come on out. But if you feel comfortable driving the dog to us, picking them up in the afternoon, by all means.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, time for a quick break here. We'll be right back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, and we are talking with Andy Johnson, Community Outreach Coordinator and Volunteer Recruiter, Mary Tiegan, Volunteer Dog Trainer, and Graduate Brian Bergson and his dog, Vanek, and they're here talking about the life-changing role of assistance dogs from Helping Paws in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. All right, if you have any questions, please give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. November is here, so you're probably thinking two things right now. First is, man, where did this year go? And second is, oh no, I'm hosting Thanksgiving and my house is not ready at all. So you need to call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res to get things in order before your friends and family come over to celebrate. Every surface in your home can be Zero Resified, from hardwood, carpet, tile, rugs, upholstery, and more, so you don't have to worry about your friends and family plopping down on a nasty couch. Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google with over 21,000 reviews, so go ahead and get clean. And don't miss this month's deal. Get 3 rooms of carpet starting at just $139 and $50 off an air duct cleaning. You just need to call 952-ZERO-RES or go to ZeroResMinnesota.com and say you want the AM 950 special. Backward or forward spells the same. Zero Res.
Hey, it's Beth from Big Hill Books. Yes, the happiest bookstore in the Twin Cities. When the world feels too serious, we say grab a book, pet a cat, and let Gigi the shop dog remind you joy still exists. Because reading and smiling are both acts of resistance. Find us at 405 Penn Avenue South in the lovely Bryn Mawr neighborhood, or visit bighillbooks.com. Be sure to say hello and tell the gang you heard about us on AM 950.
Hi, this is Ryan, owner of Snap Construction. It's been great working with so many of the passionate AM 950 listeners over the years. We have realized how important AM 950 is to the community. I want to see AM 950 continue to grow and continue to thrive into the future. To help continue to grow, Snap Construction will be putting up proceeds to assist the station in marketing on social media. Snap Construction encourages you to do your part by liking and sharing the content on AM 950 social media platforms.
This is Chad, owner of AM 950. Ryan has always told me the best time to get work done is during the colder months of the year because demand is much lower. He is backing that up again by offering 30% off labor on windows and siding from now until the end of December. Call Snap Construction now to get 30% off labor on windows and siding. As always, Snap Construction stands by their work with a lifetime craftsmanship warranty. Trust the company AM 950 trusts Snap Construction, arguably the most well-reviewed roofing, siding, and window contractor in the metro area. Get a free estimate by calling 612-333-SNAP or find them online at snapconstruction.com. Financing options available.
Hey, Francois, where are we going and why do you have so many canvas bags?
Salut, Laura. On y va chez Nicolette's Macarons.
Oh, I've never been to Nicolette's store. They're just off Highway 169 and 36th in Plymouth.
Oui, ils ont 16 saveurs de macarons là.
They have 16 flavors of macaroons at the store. That's why you have so many canvas bags. I love how Nicolette supports small food entrepreneurs. Let's hurry. They're open afternoons, Wednesday through Friday, and midday on Saturdays.
Nicolette, c'est génial. Allons-y.
Let's go.
With a look at your AM 950 weather, this is Adam. 56 and clear skies tonight. For tonight, mainly clear, 29, but clouds will roll in late. The Great Wall Restaurant, specializing in Szechuan and Peking Mandarin cuisine, has hot and sour soup, sesame chicken, mushu pork, beef broccoli, and so much more. You can see their extensive menu at greatwallrestaurant.us. Great Wall, located in Edina.
ATN AM 950, St. Louis Park, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
Saturday.
Welcome back, everyone. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Andy Johnson, Community Outreach Coordinator and Volunteer Recruiter, Mary Tiegan, Volunteer Dog Trainer, and Graduate Brian Bergson and his dog, Vanek. And they are here talking about the life-changing role of assistance dogs from Helping Paws, located here in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. All right, before we return to our conversation, I want to mention this radio show is brought to you in part each week by Minnesota Hospice. Minnesota Hospice is an independent, locally owned medical practice serving our Twin Cities communities with comprehensive end-of-life health care. The team at Minnesota Hospice provides patients and family members with award-winning end-of-life healthcare services. You may not be aware that hospice brings compassionate medical, social, emotional, and spiritual services to your home with typically no cost to you or your family. Please do not wait to learn how hospice care can benefit you and your loved ones. If you have any questions regarding end-of-life care or support, please contact the compassionate team of experts at Minnesota Hospice. They are available to answer your questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by a registered nurse. Their phone number is 952-898-1022. Once again, 952-898-1022, or visit them online at minnesotahospice.com. Okay, let's return to our conversation. Andy, if our audience has questions or wants more information, how is it best to get a hold of you guys?
Hey, we always love people reaching out for questions or interest. Our website, again, is helpingpaws.org. There you can find the application to either be a volunteer dog trainer like Mary, host home, or general volunteering, and of course, information on our whole program and how to apply for an assistance dog all your own. That website, again, helpingpaws.org.
All right. And so if people want to make a donation, let's say they love dogs, but they just can't be a host home, or they can't be a volunteer dog trainer at this point in their life, but they want to support and help you guys, how do they make a donation to you guys?
Excellent question. On the upper right of that website, helpingpaws.org, we got a fabulous donate button. It can take care of all the tax information for you as well, since we are a 501c3. We do also accept, if you feel so inclined, cash donations at our location, gold bars, speedboats, whatever you want to give, we will find a place for it.
All right. And again, you guys have been doing this for nearly 40 years, 40, right?
That is correct.
Wow. And I can't imagine the countless people whose lives have been changed by these amazing animals. So, well, let's talk. I mean, we had such a short time with Mary last segment. Let's talk more about what that experience is like, being a volunteer dog trainer.
Okay.
The good and the bad. I mean, the tough. I mean, you got to eventually give away this amazing dog companion, right?
You don't give it away, you give it to.
Give it to.
And that I will tell you that with my first dog, I had my little rubber band around my heart and said, I'm not going to fall in love. Right. But at that, just the rubber band broke probably after about 3 months. And you fall in love with these dogs with their big brown eyes and their big waggy tail. And whether they're a lab or a golden, you just fall in love with them. And another thing is you train with the same people for the entire 2.5 years. So you form a family or community. So with each dog that I've trained, I've got my own family or community. And today I have to give a shout out. But my third dog that I trained 12 years ago today, the puppies went home with their foster home trainers or volunteer dog trainers now, but they actually, and we're still get together once or twice a year to celebrate those dogs.
What is the average lifespan of a dog in this program generally?
Let's see, they usually go into a host home or volunteer trainer between about 8 to 10 weeks. They graduate after about 2.5, sometimes close to 3 years. But since we do use golden retrievers and labs for a variety of reasons, unfortunately, there can be issues with cancer a little bit later in life. We've taken additional steps to ensure that joint health is the best we can make it, that we're working with the best possible quality food that's also readily available for our graduates. These dogs go through probably more medical examinations than I myself do to make sure they're really as successful as we can be. But we recently even hired a breeding coordinator, a gal with her PhD in animal genetics, to help us make more informed breeding decisions, both off of the behavior score of the animal, its own disposition and its ability to perform these commands, but also really the whole of the animal. I mean, I'm trying not to get into specifics here. It's a mind-boggling level of things that go into this, but we're looking at hundreds of different genetic markers to make the best decisions we can, both for the performance of the animal, its own disposition, but also taking special care to prevent any inbreeding, remove hip dysplasia, and even making decisions of battling that cancer. But Brian here can tell a little bit more of the personal side of that.
Yeah. Brian?
Yeah,
you're up.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, Vanek is my second service dog. I had Copper, and he passed about 8 years old. So they live between 8 and 12 years, sometimes longer. That's kind of a rarity. Yeah. And so we get a finite period of time with them, and I like to think that every day with me is a day, but every day with the dog is about a week in their life. And so I cherish the time that I do have with Vanek. And I spent, this time in the military, serving in both the Army and the Air Force. And, you can't serve without having some imprints on your life. And I came home from Afghanistan and I struggled pretty badly. I didn't leave home. I probably drank too much. Not probably, I did drink too much. And I was a mess. And thankfully, I ended up at Helping Paws. And, if you look at me, I just look like an old man. I have some physical problems, but, I'm not missing a limb. I'm not, blown up or anything to that nature. But when you're in the military, you see things that imprint on you and it's hard to deal with. And my grandfather was an ambulance driver in World War I. Imagine what he saw. My dad was a corpsman in the Navy, attached to the Marines in World War II in Korea. And both of them came home and put their trauma in a box and put it on a shelf, which led to a various number of problems as I look back now on what they struggled with. And so that was my role model. So that's what I tried to do when I came home, and it wasn't a very good decision. And luckily, a friend of mine ended up at Helping Paws and got a service dog named Atticus. And actually, Atticus and Copper were brothers, and kind of fortuitous that I ended up there. And Copper had been put out with a woman in a wheelchair who passed away. So he came back into training, and I ended up with Copper, who was the brother of my buddy's service dog. So it really almost seems like it was planned out. And so I had him, and he completely changed my life, because when you get a dog, a service dog, he has to go for a walk, he has to be fed, and all the things like not leaving the house is not an option anymore for me. I stayed at home a lot. And I live in an old house. It's got the old windows in it. The tops kind of look like prison bars, and I felt like I was in jail. And when Copper came around, he had to go for a walk. He had to go to the vet. He had to, we had to come into some training. We had to go pass a public access test. So there was, planning, and it put a series of steps in me that got me back into life, because I wasn't really living, I was existing.
Yeah. So Vanek, how long have you been with Vanek then?
Vanek is 3 years. Copper died, and then I called Helping Paws. What do I do?
Yeah.
And they said, well, we'll get you in the queue. It'll be about a year before you get another dog. And I was I was devastated, because I thought, now what? But that's the way it is, and that's why we're here today talking, so that hopefully your folks out there that are listening. These dogs change lives. These dogs, they enable someone in a wheelchair to have access to life. They help a veteran or a police officer or a firefighter that is struggling with the trauma of their job to live. And my whole goal since coming home was just to be a better dad. I mean, that's how I'm sorry. It's how simple my goals were, because I wanted to be a better dad to my kids, and these dogs help me do that. So they have a big impact on your life.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why we say we give these dogs two, because as heart-wrenching as it is to hand over that leash, that it's so heartwarming that they're changing someone's life.
Right.
Oh yeah, you see the look in somebody's eyes when you're passing the leash from trainer or host home to a graduate who's going to have this dog. It's as close as you might feel to this animal, and you'd have to have a heart of stone to not feel close to the dog that you've been training or that's been living in your home for close to 3 years. And then to see the look on somebody's face of how this is going to change and transform their life, you can't help but want to pass that leash.
We can't thank them enough either. I mean, it's because there is a policy that once that leash is passed, you don't have any interaction with that trainer for about a year.
And for personal privacy reasons.
Yeah.
To let that team really gel together.
Yeah. And when he comes home, he he was on a pack. My kids couldn't pet him. My family couldn't interact with him. It was just me. And it's an amazing process, and it works. And Helping Paws has been doing it for close to 40 years, and it's not the only accredited PTSD service dog trainer in Minnesota. There's maybe one other, but it is the go-to here in Minnesota.
Oh, and we do our best to take care of anyone who comes through our doors too on this. Part of the reason why we have a bit of a lead time to getting a dog out to a new graduate is, frankly, we need the host homes and volunteer trainers. We could always breed more dogs. We're partnered with a nationwide breeding co-op, so we're working with the best genetics out there. We have phenomenal trainers that are massively up to speed on the cutting edge of the dog training world. We can provide the kit to anyone who would need it. We can take care of all those things, but unless we have host homes or volunteer dog trainers, residents for these dogs to stay in, that really bottlenecks us. And for somebody like Brian here, we know dogs have a fundamental life on this world. When that dog either needs to be retired for reasons of health or pass away, we do our best to get them right back to the front of the queue, because we know how it changes their lives.
And I gave up going deer hunting today to come talk about this. So
talk about sacrifice.
How important that is. Yeah.
Right? No, I hear you. All right. It's time for a short break, folks. We'll be right back to continue our conversation with Andy Johnson, Community Outreach Coordinator and Volunteer Recruiter, Mary Tiegan, Volunteer Dog Trainer, and Graduate Brian Bergson and his dog Vanek. And they are here talking about the life-changing role of assistance dogs from Helping Paws in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. If you have a question for us, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. I'm Ken Haglind, and you are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well.
Greg Bakken here. Like you, I love good, fresh, delicious food. So I want to tell you about this treasure in Roseville called Maverick's Real Roast Beef. Maverick's has the best roast beef sandwiches I've ever had. Made fresh, every order. Add fries or onion rings dropped in the fryer when ordered, and you have a winning combination. Maverick's Real Roast Beef has a lot more than roast beef, so check out their website, mavericksbeef.com, or check out their restaurant on Lexington in Roseville.
Turn to Auto Technical with your vehicle donation. We have families waiting for a car. Over 85% of unemployed are successful in finding and keeping a job if they have dependable transportation. A car plus a job equals a life changed. 612-919-5526. We have families waiting for a car. 919-5526 or autotech.org.
Hi, this is Frank Brown of Minuteman Press Uptown with a question for our listeners. How important are business values to you? When you need high-quality digital print, it matters who you work with. You see, Minuteman Uptown is unique. We're one of the only union print shops in Minnesota providing our team with living wages and benefits. We believe in second chances for justice-impacted individuals who want to contribute to the community, and we are active in local issues. We've been in the streets standing up for racial, social, and economic justice. At Minuteman Uptown, our mission is to connect all communities through technology-driven print solutions. An example of that mission is when I moved Minuteman Uptown to North Minneapolis. We're invested in this local community, and we help small businesses and local organizations throughout the Twin Cities reach their audiences. Reach out to Minuteman Uptown and partner with a printer that shares your values. Call us today at 612-870-0777 or visit us at mpuptown.com. That's mpuptown.com.
Hey, it's Patrick for Zero Res. November is here, so you're probably thinking two things right now. First is, man, where did this year go? And second is, oh no, I'm hosting Thanksgiving and my house is not ready at all. So you need to call my cleaning heroes at Zero Res to get things in order before your friends and family come over to celebrate. Every surface in your home can be Zero Resified, from hardwood, carpet, tile, rugs, upholstery, and more, so you don't have to worry about your friends and family plopping down on a nasty couch. Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google with over 21,000 reviews. So go ahead and get clean. And don't miss this month's deal. Get 3 rooms of carpet starting at just $139 and $50 off an air duct cleaning. You just need to call 952-0RES or go to zeroresminnesota.com and say you want the AM 950 special. Back order forward spells the same. Zero Res.
All right, welcome back, everybody. You are listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about helping you and your loved ones improve and enjoy your quality of life. My name is Ken Haglind, and joining me today is Andy Johnson, Community Outreach Coordinator and Volunteer Recruiter, Mary Tiegan, a volunteer dog trainer, and Graduate Brian Bergson and his dog Vanek. And they are here talking about the life-changing role of assistance dogs from the organization called Helping Paws in Eden Prairie, Minnesota. If you have a question for us, give us a call, 952-946-6205, or text us at 612-999-3426. Andy, how can the listeners contact your organization for all kinds of things, questions, and just anything they want to learn more about? Because I know you have a big need for host homes and volunteer dog trainers and just the money that goes into supporting this program.
Oh my, yes. All donations can be found or can be contributed at helpingpaws.org. We got a button that will take care of all the tax information on you there as well, since we are a 501c3. For information on volunteering, as well as, to be a host home, to be a volunteer dog trainer, or even to apply for your own dog, valued at the time of placement at about $35,000. We can take care of all that through our website, helpingpaws.org. And while that application, we usually ask for those who are ultimately receiving our dog as graduates, we ask for around $400 for final kit and final paperwork. Nobody's going to be denied for financial reasons at our organization. As long as you can provide a loving home to be a volunteer dog trainer or host home, we got you covered. As long as you are somebody who has a genuine need for our dog and we can help change your life, we got you covered. You just knock on the door, we'll open it up for you.
Wow, that is just amazing, because it is. I was just surprised at the length of time it takes to train a dog to have, the ability to know 80 commands.
Skills.
Right. Skills. You got to keep helping me with all the different terminology here of this world. So again, it costs a lot of money over the course of time. Again, you've got full-time trainers at your location.
Yeah, we have
that are basically running the school.
Oh yeah. We got 3 professional trainers who are absolutely knowledgeable and gifted in this, taking care of the dogs that come from the host homes. Another 2 professional trainers who help the volunteer dog trainers when they come to weekly class. And we have somebody else who's basically our dog whisperer, who will go around and conduct in-home visits for, this behavior only appears in this circumstance. All right, well, let's take a look at that. Let's give you some extra help. We will do everything in our power to reach you where you're at, to make sure that we're really making the best impact we can.
Yeah. And since you're located in Eden Prairie here, which is right in the Twin Cities area, do a lot of the placements of the graduates go to people locally here, or is it?
We will place all over the state. We've even placed in northern Iowa, over in Wisconsin, in the Dakotas. If the need is there, we will do our best to try to meet it. So we naturally favor our dear sweet home of Minnesota, but we got neighbors, and no hard feelings for them not being Minnesotans. We'll still meet them where they're at. So we've placed dogs all over the state, and of course into our neighboring states as well.
And so if a person either themselves feels they have a need, or if a family member or a neighbor thinks that somebody could benefit, they just need to reach out and contact you guys.
Oh yeah, just reach out and ask any questions. You're welcome to apply as well. We'll be rather thorough on that. We want to get to know you, get to know your needs, wants, and concerns, and you got nothing to lose from applying. If you end up saying that this isn't for me, that's okay. We got plenty of other folks on the list. The only thing I can encourage is for folks to either apply for a dog of their own, or to apply to volunteer with us. That's going to be the best way to make a huge impact in your life and the life of somebody else.
And if you're a veteran out there or a first responder or a police officer, I know you're hard-headed and you don't think you need this.
Exactly.
And the wives listening out there, call, email, get in touch, because I was one of those hard-headed people that didn't think this was for me, and boy, was I wrong.
Yeah.
I remember when we first started the veteran program, and it was like, oh, we're going in a different direction, or a fork in the road, or and the impact that the first dog made with the graduate that they were placed with just totally made it so worthwhile to continue the program. And I don't know how many dogs we've placed since, but to listen to the life-changing stories is amazing.
We could go on for
hours
with the stories, and I the audience loves stories just like I do. I just love hearing stories because you can just frame in your mind what is going on, and it's great to see what you guys are doing. So again, people who, what a great way to volunteer, though. Of all the you can volunteer, make sandwiches, and you can volunteer. Just listen, it's unending the needs. Hospice is required to have volunteers. So we have a tremendous volunteer program that we're so proud of. And they're companions to people that are dying.
Oh yeah.
But again, what a unique role to be a volunteer and host and help support and train a dog.
I say, as a volunteer dog trainer, that is one of the volunteer gigs where you actually give a piece of your heart.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah, and we take in all types. We have kids who are high school students who are looking to get some hours for volunteering, be it for college applications, scholarships, or what have you. We even had a few families who their kids are starting to go through either confirmation or a bar mitzvah or bat mitzvah as well. So, getting that community service in for those most important years. We also have folks who are in that 55 plus community, who maybe just downsized to a little bit of a smaller home, but still got some years left, but don't know if they got a full dog's lifetime with them to live in that home before they move to the next step. We also have folks who are just empty nesters, who youngest kid moved out of the home recently, and you got all this love to give. We have folks of all kinds of different stripes that come through and volunteer. There's no same one volunteer.
Right. And you guys host an annual fundraiser every fall, September timeframe. And that always looks like it sells out. And so if people want to put that on their calendar, is that set up for like next year then?
It should be mid to late next September. Keep an eye on our website for details, naturally, as well as our Facebook page there too. Tickets go quick, so put it on your calendar. And we do also have the silent auction available for those who either are traveling or not able to get in. And it is a massive fundraiser. Last year was a record setter.
Oh, wow. And the need's only growing.
It's only growing.
Is there a minimum age that a person who would then receive a trained dog?
I believe it's 9 or 10.
Yeah, we've placed to kids who are still in elementary or middle school. Yeah,
young.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Doesn't even touch on the facility dogs too that go to court with people that are struggling, and they help someone who has to testify about some horrible thing that happened to them.
Right.
Give them comfort.
Or a dog in school.
Yeah.
Well, we're at the end of the show, unfortunately. We have got to sign off here, but we'll have to have you guys back. There's just so much more to talk about. Love to hear some more stories of the people that are impacted by this. Not only the volunteers, but also the people that receive the graduates. All right. Well, I want to thank Andy Johnson, Community Outreach Coordinator and Volunteer Recruiter, Mary Tiegan, Volunteer Dog Trainer, and Graduate Brian Bergson and his dog, Vanek. We'll have to have Vanek on the show again to talk more about his role. But we hope you enjoyed today's show, folks. Please contact us with any questions or comments you have regarding today's conversation. You can reach us anytime by voice or text at 612-999-3426. Join us again next Saturday at noon for another broadcast. And thank you for listening to Living Healthy and Aging Well, where we talk about your health and your life. Until next time, choose to live well.
In these chaotic times, we need a new word for the fourth quarter. Times are just too dark for a Black Friday. As the uber rich tear down the foundations of American democracy and the